Michael, a bright young man, had graduated with a first-class degree from a reputable university. Despite his impressive academic record, he struggled to find a job. His family, though not extremely poor, still needed financial support, and Michael felt the weight of his responsibility. As a grown man, he longed to contribute to his family's well-being, but every door he tried seemed closed. He applied to numerous companies, submitting his CV and attending interviews, but received no offers. The frustration and disappointment took a toll on his mental health. In contrast, his younger brother, John, seemed to be doing well. He was making money and even bought a house for the family. Michael felt like a failure, unable to provide for his family. He'd often lie awake at night, his mind racing with thoughts of what he could do to change his situation. The country's economic struggles made it tough for young people like him to find opportunities. One night, Michael broke down in tears, feeling overwhelmed by his circumstances. He prayed to God, wondering why he, a capable and educated young man, couldn't support his family. The pain of feeling inadequate and helpless was suffocating. Despite his struggles, Michael refused to give up. He continued to search for job openings, network with people in his field, and he held on to the hope that someday, he'd find a way to provide for his family and earn the respect he deserved. Michael came from a family of four: Michael, John, Rita their youngest, and their beloved mother. Their father passed away many years ago. Their mother, a strong and determined woman, had taken on the responsibility of raising her three children on her own. She worked hard to provide for them. Michael, the eldest, had always felt a sense of responsibility towards his family. He had worked hard in school and had graduated 3 years ago, but unfortunately, he hadn't been able to find a job yet. This had been a source of worry for him, and his mother's constant reminders about his unemployed status didn't help. John, on the other hand, seemed to be doing well. He was always flashing new gadgets and clothes. And his mother would often comment on how he seemed to be earning a good income. Rita, the youngest, was a bright and cheerful girl who always had a smile on her face. She was still in school, and her mother took great pride in her academic achievements. Their mother, though loving and caring, had a tendency to compare Michael to his brother John. She would often say things like, "John is doing so well for himself, why can't you be like him, Michael?" Or "You're just staying at home, not doing anything productive." These comments hurt Michael deeply, and he wished his mother could understand his struggles and support him more. Despite these challenges, Michael remained determined to find a job and make a better life for himself and his family. He continued to apply to different companies, network with people in his field, and work on his skills. He hoped that one day, his mother would see his efforts and be proud of him. Michael's junior brother John would sometimes ask him to do errands, like washing his clothes and ironing them. Michael would be shocked and ask John, "Don't you remember that I'm your elder brother? Why are you sending me on errands?" John would just laugh and say, "Elder brother, my foot. Elder brother who can't even support his younger ones? I'm the one who's been feeding you here for how long now? What have you done for me as an elder brother?" Michael would feel a surge of hurt and anger, and tears would well up in his eyes. "Just because I can't do anything now doesn't mean I won't be able to do anything tomorrow," he would say, his voice shaking. "Please, accord me some respect. I am your elder brother, no matter what. You don't have any right to send me on errands." As they were arguing, their mother came out of her room and asked them what was going on. Michael explained everything to her, hoping that she would support him. But to his surprise, she asked him to go ahead and do what John had asked him to do. "That's the only way you can render help in the family, since you can't bring in money or pay bills," she said. Michael was taken aback. "Remember, I'm the first son of this family," he said, feeling a sense of indignation. "Why on earth would you ask me to wash John's clothes?" His mother laughed and said, "Elder brother, my foot. Go and wash his clothes. He's been providing for the family, while you've been doing nothing but eating food. Your work now is to go ahead and wash our clothes and make the whole house clean." Michael felt a sense of regret and abandonment. He felt like he had been left to fend for himself, and that no one cared about his feelings or well-being. He didn't know what to do, so he just carried on with what he had been asked to do, feeling defeated and demoralized. Michael's eyes welled up with tears as he washed his younger brother's clothes. He felt a deep sense of sadness and humiliation, wondering how his family had come to this. He scrubbed the clothes vigorously, his tears falling into the water as he worked. When he finished washing the clothes, his mother called out to him from the kitchen. "Michael, come and wash the plates," she instructed. Michael sighed, feeling a sense of resignation. He walked into the kitchen, his eyes still red from crying. He began to wash the plates, his hands moving mechanically as he went through the motions. Tears continued to fall from his eyes as he worked, and he felt a lump form in his throat. He didn't know how much more of this he could take. He felt like he was losing his dignity, and that he was being treated like a child who couldn't take care of himself. As he finished washing the plates, Michael's mother called out to him again. "Michael, come and sweep the floor," she instructed. Michael felt a sense of despair wash over him. He didn't know how much more of this he could endure. He felt like he was being treated like a servant, and that no one cared about his feelings or well-being. He began to sweep the floor, his tears falling onto the dust and dirt as he worked. Rita, Michael's junior sister, wasn't left out in the way she treated Michael. She would often talk to him as if he was a little boy, and not the elder brother that he was. She would order him around, telling him to do this or that, without even considering his feelings. Michael's family continued to maltreat him, treating him like a lowly member of the household. They didn't seem to care that he was struggling to find a job, and that he was feeling defeated and demoralized. As the days went by, Michael's situation didn't improve. He continued to feel like he was being treated unfairly, and that no one understood him or cared about his struggles. Sometimes, Michael would retreat to his bedroom, where he would cry and pray to God, asking when he would be given a job and be able to support his family. He would ask God to forgive him if he had done anything wrong, and to give him a suitable job. Other times, Michael would go to his mother, asking her if there was anything he could do to improve his situation. He would plead with her to understand him, and to see things from his perspective. But his mother would just shake her head, telling him that the day he starts bringing money to them is when they will accord him some respect. Michael felt like he was at a loss, like he didn't know what to do or where to turn. He felt like he was being pushed around by his family, and that no one cared about his feelings or well-being. As the days turned into weeks, Michael's situation continued to deteriorate. He felt like he was losing himself, like he was disappearing into nothingness. He didn't know how much more of this he could take, and he wondered if things would ever get better. John, on the other hand, continued to spend money on his family, especially his mother and junior sister. They never asked him where he got the money from, and they didn't seem to care. They were just happy to have the money and enjoy the luxuries that came with it. Meanwhile, John continued to neglect Michael, treating him like a house help rather than a brother. He would tell Michael that he was of no use to the family, and that he should just stay at home and do household chores. One day, John told Michael that he should wash his car and clean his room, as he was coming home with a guest. Michael broke down in tears, telling John that he should remember that he was his elder brother and deserved some respect. But John just laughed loudly and told Michael that until he made money, he was of no use to the family. He said that poverty was written all over Michael's body, and that he would never be able to make money like he did. Michael looked straight into John's eyes, with tears in his own eyes, and said, "My dear, you are not my God, and I am not God either. It is only God who knows who will be richer than each other." John laughed loudly and told Michael to go and wash his car and clean his room. Michael was left in tears, feeling hurt and humiliated by his brother's words. No one knew that John's wealth came from fraudulent activities. He was involved in a scam that brought him a lot of money. But it was money that was tainted by deceit and dishonesty. Michael went ahead and started washing John's car, his eyes welling up with tears as he worked. He knew that if he refused to wash the car, he wouldn't be able to eat any food from the house that day, so he obediently did as he was told. As he washed the car, Michael cried and begged God to provide him with something, anything, that would give him a sense of independence and self-worth. He didn't need much, just a little token of payment, a small job that he could manage, as long as he could earn money on his own. "Please, God," he whispered, his voice shaking with emotion. "Just give me something. Anything. I don't need much, just a little something to make me feel like I'm worth something." Michael continued to wash the car, his tears falling onto the wet surface as he worked. He felt like he was at a breaking point, like he couldn't take much more of this treatment from his family. As he rinsed off the soap and dried the car, Michael looked up at the sky and prayed again. "God, please. I'm not asking for much. Just give me a job, any job, that I can do and earn some money. I promise I'll work hard and make the most of it. Just please, God, answer my prayer." Michael's voice cracked as he spoke. As he finished washing the car, Michael took a deep breath and let his tears dry on his face. He knew that he had to keep going, no matter what. He had to keep praying and hoping that God would answer his prayer and provide him with a way out of this difficult situation. One day, John took his mother and younger sister on an outing, leaving Michael behind to clean up the house. Before they left, Michael was instructed to make sure that the dining area was clean and that everywhere was neat. However, as soon as they left the house, Michael's exhaustion caught up with him, and he fell asleep. He slept for hours, unaware of the time passing. When John, his mother, and sister returned from their outing, they were shocked and surprised to see that the house was still dirty. Michael's mother was furious, and she called out to him, shouting and screaming, "Michael, why didn't you do what I asked you to do?" she demanded. "You were supposed to clean up the dining area and make sure everything was neat." Michael woke up with a start, realizing what had happened. He pleaded with his mother, explaining that he had mistakenly fallen asleep. "I'm sorry, Mother," he said, tears streaming down his face. "I'll do the work now. Please forgive me," but his mother was too angry to forgive. She angrily slapped him and told him to leave the house. "You're just a waste in this house," she said, her voice trembling with rage. "After all the money I've spent on you during your university days, all you can do is come back and sleep and eat in this house. You're a full-grown man, Michael. You need to leave this house and find something to do." Michael pleaded with her, asking her to forgive him and give him another chance. But his mother was resolute. "Pick up your belongings and leave this house," she ordered. "I can't continue to live with a jobless son." Michael pleaded again, but her mother refused to listen. As he packed up his belongings, his brother John and sister Rita laughed at him, their faces mocking and cruel. Michael's mother pushed him out of the house, and he left in tears, feeling defeated and humiliated. As he walked away from the house, Michael wondered what the future held for him. Where would he go? What would he do? Michael continued to wander the streets and parks, looking for ways to earn a living. He would load people's goods and help them carry their bags or packages, and in return, they would give him a little token of money to buy food. One day, he stumbled upon a car wash and decided to apply for a job. To his surprise, he was hired on the spot. Michael worked hard, washing cars and serving customers with a smile. He was dedicated to his work and made sure to do a good job every time. As the days went by, Michael started to build a reputation as a hardworking and reliable car washer. Some of the car owners would even give him a little extra money as a tip, which helped him to make ends meet. Months went by, and Michael's parents never once asked about him or tried to contact him. They seemed to have forgotten about him, and Michael was left to fend for himself. But one day, as he was washing a car, the owner came up to him and asked how much he owed him. As Michael told him the price, the man looked at him with surprise and said, "Michael, is that you?" Michael looked up, equally surprised, and said, "Alex." "Oh my God, Michael, what are you doing here?" It turned out that Alex was an old classmate of Michael's from university. They had been friends and study partners, and Michael had often helped him with his studies. Alex was shocked to see Michael working as a car washer and asked him what had brought him to this place. Michael explained his story, telling him about how he had struggled to find a job after graduating from university. Alex listened intently, his expression changing from surprise to concern. "Michael, you of all people, the brain jotter, ended up as a car washer? Wow, this world is indeed full of surprises." The two friends greeted each other warmly and exchanged contact information. Alex gave Michael his ID card and told him to meet him at his workplace in the city. 3 days later, Michael followed the address given to him by Alex and went straight to his office. As he arrived, Alex welcomed him warmly, and they greeted each other like old schoolmates. They chatted and laughed together, reminiscing about their past and their days in school. Alex asked Michael about his experience working as a car washer, if he would like to continue as a car washer, and Michael smiled wryly. "Who on earth will ever love to suffer?" he said. "I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm doing it so that I can put food on my table." Alex smiled and said, "Okay, I have a job for you. I want you to be the CEO of one of my father's companies, and I don't know if you will like the idea." Michael's eyes widened in surprise. "You don't think what?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Even if I am being employed as a cleaner, I will be happy," Michael said. "Do you know how long I have been searching for a job, and you are here asking me to be the CEO of your father's oil company? And you are even asking me if I love the idea? In fact, I am overjoyed if you can be able to give me that job, and I will be very grateful if you give me the job. I promise I will do the work with all my heart and will be dedicated to it." Alex smiled and said, "If I don't help you, who will I help? Remember in our days of school, how you used to help me during our exams and other things?" Michael smiled and said, "Yes, I know and I remember." Alex offered him the job, and at the same time, gave him a new brown car and a beautiful mansion to live in. Michael was overjoyed, finally having gotten a job. Not just any job, but a very well-paid job, and a beautiful place to live. He thanked Alex profusely, promising to work hard and make him proud. Alex smiled and said, "I'm confident that you will. You're one of the most intelligent people I've ever met, and I know you'll do great things." Michael left the office that day, feeling like a new man. He had a job and a car,